Okay, can you hear me, Bronwyn?
I can hear you, Lou.
Awesome. Well, if you're watching live, you would have got that nice us sitting around for a minute because we were sharing the links where they needed to go. But Bronwyn, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Now, for those of you that don't know, Bronwyn Pickering is an advanced grad from way back in, I'm going to say 2015. I think that's how long it was. Bronwyn has since started her own beautiful photography business, and she's also an instructor here at Click Love Grow on our advanced photography course. Now, Bronwyn shoots a range of gorgeous images. She does weddings, she does beautiful family shoots, and she also does births, which is her latest genre that she's going into. So Bronwyn, just tell us where in the world you're from, a little bit about your business, where people can find more of your work, and then we're going to jump into your 5 for 5.
Okay. Well, I'm from Mildura, in Victoria. And
in Australia.
Yes, that's right. And yeah, just shoot lots of photos lately, especially now that the weather's warmed up. It seems to be getting quite busy. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you.
So tell us your website.
Oh, so senlc.com. So, yes, senlc.
Awesome. So I'm going to share on the screen.
Thank you, Lou.
I always lose the buttons. Share. Here we go. This one. So Bronwyn sent me more than 5 images she loved. So there's a little bit of Lou's loving in here too. So we've narrowed it down to the 5.
I'm excited to see which ones you've chosen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is up on screen. Yes, it is. Okay. So what is our 5 for 5? So every month I bring you an inspiring photographer. Today we have the beautiful Bronwyn Pickering, where we talk about 5 of their favorite images, why they love them, and perhaps even a little bit of story behind them. So this is fantastic because it's always great to see other people's work, but this is a fantastic way to learn as well and get a little bit of insight into how other photographers shoot. If you have any questions for Bron, do leave them in the comments box below or in the thread, and we can certainly come back to you. But let's just jump straight into it, Bronwyn. Let's talk about this image.
Okay, so this is my daughter when she was younger. And so she was doing a superheroes day at school. And so she actually created her own costume. And so before school, we went outside into the garden, and I got a few pictures of her playing in the garden with that beautiful morning light behind her. And of course, because she was little, there was lots of twirling and jumping and playing. So yeah, this one, I really liked the movement. And because of the light behind it, I just really thought it would make a nice, deep black and white. Yeah, so, and that was shot with the Canon 5D, and that was actually shot with an 85mm lens at, just let me remember, 1.2. So that was 1.2, ISO was 100, and shot at shutter speed 800.
Wow, so at 1.2, you've really nailed the focus there, Bronwyn.
Yeah, yeah. I probably had a few misses, but this one I got.
Yeah, and is the material like a velvety type material?
Yeah, so it's like a velvet sort of cape and the tutu, and then she embroidered her little on her t-shirt. So you know, it was quite special because she did it by herself. Because you know, I'm obviously a neglectful mother, so they had to fend themselves that day. No, it was really cute.
We're allowing our children to become resourceful.
That's right.
That's what I tell myself.
Beautiful blonde little curls, and they were just so gorgeous in the sunlight that day.
I was gonna say the curls absolutely make it as well. Yeah. But you're right, the way the light bounces off that material through her curls, through the tulle, it really is a gorgeous shot. You've totally captured the movement there really nicely.
Thank you.
Very pretty. I can see why that's one of your favorites.
Yeah, I do like that one.
Okay, let's talk about this gorgeous photo.
This one obviously is a wedding, and when I do weddings, I don't have any rules for weddings except for I do like to take the couples out for say 20, 25 minutes just by themselves at sunset. And this is just down the road from the wedding reception, and it's just a big open paddock and the sun sets beautifully there. It's really nice, just big scrub land. So this one I shot Canon 35mm because I use my 35mm for weddings all the time. And I'm just trying to see where I wrote it down. So that was shot at 1.8. ISO was 200 and my shutter speed was 500, which is which is actually slower than I normally shoot, but they're not moving. But also it was just that time of day where, you know, that light goes down pretty quick. Yeah.
It
so
is.
that was good fun. The couples like it at that time of night too, when they get a chance to kind of go, "You having a good day? You're right." Just get a few minutes to themselves.
It is nice. It's like when it's your wedding or when you are the wedding photographer, you kind of get to be their support person a little bit. Yeah. Do you find through the day?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And
I do enjoy this sunset part, and I just really try to emphasize how important it is. Yeah.
Totally. So when you sent your photos through, there were 2 wedding photos that you sent. There was this one, and then there was another one where they were a little bit more embroiled in the light. But I loved this one more because the movement in the veil for me is really pretty. Was that just because the wind happened to be blowing that way?
I'm pretty sure it was just a slight breeze, but it did kind of move the veil around a little bit. Yeah.
It adds such a lovely sense to it. Now let's talk about the sky. So the sky is not completely blown out.
No.
So tell us what you're doing there.
I never do sky overlays. Because I'm a technology disaster, so I just don't do these kind of things. Pretty much how I shoot it and then edit is how it is. So I always spot meter on the couple. And of course, because it's backlit, my ISO is usually a little bit higher just to try and keep them nice and bright. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I just aim for their faces and make sure their faces are in focus. And then what happens behind is, but sometimes I might lower it just a little bit, or maybe bring the shadows up on the couple just to kind of balance it out a little bit, so you still get the colours in the background.
And so just for people at home, the sun is literally touching behind the horizon, isn't it, at this point? Yeah. And if you do try and take this shot even a few minutes earlier, it will be a lot brighter. So it is really gorgeous, those moments as it's touching the horizon. And you know what else I love? She is in that beautiful lace. She has the gorgeous curls. The veil is really soft. And then she's in this almost stark landscape.
Yeah, yeah. I love this location. It just, it is so beautiful. The colours and the tones are gorgeous, but it just really keeps the focus on the couple, and there's no distracting elements apart from that beautiful sort of like real natural background. Yeah.
Yeah. The composition really works beautifully. I always love your wedding images.
Thank you.
So this is a beautiful shot. It like grabs you because it's so pretty, but then there's so many layers to draw you in and look at and explore in the photo.
You've been down here a few times, haven't you, Lou?
Yes.
This is Glenelg, and they always have these beautiful little fountain things popping up all over the place. But with the water and the sun creating that beautiful bokeh, I really enjoy playing with water and sun. It just brings out a beautiful, fun, arty sort of a look.
And so what were you playing around with as you were doing this? Just shooting through the water?
Yeah, shooting through the water, yeah.
And
yes, I was down low, of course, like sort of that's, I must look like such a weirdo, but yeah, down low, really just trying to get as much of that water and that bokeh that I could.
And how many shots do you think you took?
Oh, well, she got sick of it pretty quick. I would probably say maybe 20, 25. And yeah, I did get a few out of this series that I really did like, and played around with different, again, I'd made a few moody black and whites out of this as well because of the light and the contrast. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Did you know that they've taken the Ferris wheel down now?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, what a shame.
So it's nice and iconic that you've got that. So
Yeah.
tell us about your settings when you're playing with a shot like this.
This one here was f2. My ISO was 200 and shutter speed was 2,500.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you, when you're doing this, do you play around with it at the time or for different creative looks?
No, what I generally do all the time, I always leave my my aperture at anywhere between 1.4 and 2. I sort of guess the ISO, like this one I kind of wait 200 is going to cover it to have a fast enough shutter speed, and then the shutter speed's whatever comes from whatever is left over, if that makes sense.
So Bronwyn's theme, if you hadn't picked it up already, is to shoot really wide.
I love it, yeah.
I was about to say I really love it as well. And that's one of the things, you know, when we talk about, say, traditional portraits, if you're sitting your kids down and you're trying to get them in focus, you know, it's not ideal to shoot at really, really wide. But when you're playing, when you're being creative, when you're kind of embracing that artistic side, it absolutely works, doesn't it?
And that sure does, yeah. Yeah, I just like to make a little bit different. Oh, that was exciting.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into let's talk about this shot. I want you to talk about the composition as well, because there's so much happening that totally fits it.
Yes, so this is an extremely busy moment when this when little babies arrive like this. It's all very fast. So this with my 35, I'm starting to realize from the midwives' reactions and movements when it's time for baby to arrive, and I kind of stay out of their way, but try to really capture sort of how that baby entering the world. And so this one I really love because it's still got all that beautiful vernix on it and that umbilical cord, and it's just so blue and beautiful. I know it sounds weird to say it's beautiful, but I just love it. And then they've just sort of like gone in and just grabbed her and just starting to clean her up before they pass her mum. And it's, yeah, just that little baby girl looking and just wondering what's going on. It's a pretty cool moment. Yeah.
Totally is. Like all those hands and I mean, I'm sure there are lots of images you take in this moment as it's all happening, but I really love how this one is composed, and I love that it's kept in color because that blue, it's so interesting. It's not something that we think about or we see every day.
No, and you can see it's got like a little knot in it as well.
Ah, yeah, that's true. So when you're shooting births, what are you using? You know, I can obviously see there's a light source there.
So that was the light, sort of like the, you know, the light above the bed. So that was which made for that sort of light here, but also the dark sort of around because it's such a direct spotlight. So you've got to be at such a quick, fast environment. You've got to really kind of like make sure that exposure's happening. And yeah, so this one I actually for the first time shot with my Fuji because I find the Canon in a birthing environment, you don't realize how noisy a camera can be when it's clicking until it's a really silent sort of a space. So I did use the Fuji for this, and I used the 23mm lens, which is equivalent to a 35. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a Fuji XT2. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that a mirrorless camera?
Yeah, it's this little baby.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So I do it's a nice compact little one, but it's just that it was a little bit less noisy than the Canon. Yeah.
Yes.
And also it was low light situations really well. It just wasn't quite as noisy with the
there you go. So noisy as in noisy in the image.
In the grain, sorry, yes. I'm talking all different noises here.
Yes, we are. And yeah, that's fantastic. I love this shoot. And then this one I love as well. Tell us about this.
This one was actually a traveling dress project that I was asked to be part of with some girls that you guys know. And so I got this dress in the mail and I thought, oh my golly, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Anyway, so Charlie was being cheeky and tried it on and she was trotting all around the house. And I, okay then, smarty pants, let's go. So we went out to this it's just a very, very open area, very arid sort of land by the river. And it was a really, really windy day and overcast. And so I just let her hair just blow all around her face and just caught that movement. And again, I just, with the texture and the detail in the background, I just really thought this would make a really nice sort of moody black and white as well.
It's really gorgeous. I mean, it totally works in black and white, but it's like that decisive moment that you've caught, right? Her expression and the hair flowing around her.
Yeah, it was really quite windy that day.
Totally beautiful. And tell us about your compositional choice.
So I really wanted that that vastness of the background, so I just centered it, and yeah, just sort of shot from lots of different sort of angles and back and down and up and all over the place. And this one kind of just really stood out to me.
Really, really beautiful. Awesome. Well, they are your 5. Thank you so much. Well, it's 5 for 5. We're meant to, talk about each one. We haven't gone live on Facebook like we normally do. So if you have watched and you have any questions, I'm sure Bron would be more than happy to come and chat to you. Which one, what lens or what gear did you shoot this one with, Bron?
That was the Canon and the 35.
Beautiful.
And it was shot at, let me show you, Charlie. This one was 2.2, and ISO was 160 and shutter speed was 2,500.
Gorgeous. So you have in this, you use your 35 a lot.
Yeah.
But your first one was taken with the 85.
It was, yeah.
So do you have the 85 1.2?
I did have. I don't have anymore. I did love it madly when I had it. I used it a lot. But that one got stolen. So then I at the time went for the Sigma 85.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't loved it as much. So I haven't replaced the Canon 85. So I don't use 85s very often anymore at all.
That's a shame. Do you have anything long at all?
85.
Longest you've got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the 85, the 50 and the 35.
Yeah.
And then sort of the equivalent to the 85 and the 35 for the Fuji as well.
The Fuji. Beautiful. Do you use the 50 much or not?
No, the 35 just tends to stay on the camera most of the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just really, really comfortable with using it. So I do use that all the time, really.
Okay. Well, we love all your photos with it. So
Thank you.
So if you would like to see more of Bron's work, it is senlc.com.
That's right.
Beautiful. And even if you just type in Bronwyn Pickering, you will find her.
I'll put their website on there.
Yes, I will share that. And for any advanced students, Bronwyn, of course, has been one of our beautiful instructors this round. So if you have any questions for her about any of her images, now that you're in your vision week and bringing together your own inspiration shots, she would love to chat and help with any questions that you have. But Bronwyn, thank you so much for joining us for our 5 for 5. It was so gorgeous to hear about your photos and inspiring to see them. And we will chat to everyone again soon. Thanks.
Thank you.